Thanks for joining us. We're live tonight at the Salt Lake Tribune offices in downtown Salt Lake, doing a little scientific experiment, if you will, about the new .05 DUI standard that is currently on Governor Gary Herbert's desk awaiting a signature or a veto. What we're doing is we've decided to have a few drinks, have some field sobriety tests, have some breathalyzer tests, and kind of try to gauge when people cross that threshold. The idea being, you know, we talk to a lot of people and they're like, well, I can't tell when I'm at .05. And so to judge not only that, but also to judge whether police officers can tell if we're at .05, we invited Chris Bertram down here. Chris, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background?
You bet. My name's Chris Bertram. I'm a retired deputy chief from the Unified Police Department in the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Office. I spent 25 years with that agency. Since retiring, I've gone to teach at the Salt Lake Community College as an assistant professor. But I've maintained my certification as a police officer. Although I'm not a DUI expert, I definitely understand the testing that goes on. I was the chief of police in Holiday for my last 7 years and supervised the officers that were involved in that, and I've kept my certifications current and still, you know, like to keep touch with what's going on within law enforcement.
Thank you. We started drinking about an hour and a half ago because we didn't think that everybody would want to watch all of that. Now maybe you do, and if you do want to watch that sometime, come on down to the bar. We'll take care of that. But right now, I'll introduce the people we have drinking. We've got my friends Natalie and Brian, Devin there in the back, and Laura and Kathy Stevenson, who's our food writer and covers DABC for the Salt Lake Tribune. So again, as I mentioned, we've had a couple drinks now. We've done a couple field sobriety tests. We've done a couple breathalyzer tests. I think Brian is going to be our next contestant on BAC is right. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Chris,
What could go wrong? I love the Gatorade hat.
It's a classic. Brian, you're on.
Is this your piece here?
No, it's in my pocket.
Okay.
Very good. So Brian, go ahead and set that down. We'll get to that in just a second. So the first test I'm going to have you do, Brian, is I would like you to, I'm going to explain the test to you first, and then I'll tell you to begin. Don't begin the test before I tell you to start the test, okay? Okay, so I'm going to put one of your feet in front of the other. I'm going to use my right foot, put it heel to toe, and go ahead and stand like that with your hands down your side, okay?
Clearly, I better take these shoes off.
And if it's better to walk barefoot, you absolutely can. So, what I would like you to do.
You better stand like that.
Okay. So, Brian, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to walk heel to toe 9 steps out. Okay, so heel to toe 9 steps out. When you get to your 9th step, I'd like you to plant your foot, whichever foot lands on your 9th step. I'd like you to turn around, keeping that foot planted, and then again come 9 steps back, heel to toe.
Okay.
Do you understand the test that I explained?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and begin. Okay, you walk 9 steps back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the second test I'd like you to do is I'm going to take one of your feet, just raise it off the floor, and I want you to just balance yourself on the foot. I'm going to use my right foot off the ground. You can use either foot that you want. And then what I'd like you to do is keep your hands at your side, look at your foot, and I want you to count to 15. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, all the way up to 15.
Okay.
All right? Do you understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and start.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000.
Okay, good. Do you have any balance or any issues with balance or anything like
Yes.
that? Okay. When you drink it or
Yes,
when you're not
officer.
drinking? when you're not drinking, do you have those problems?
I'm a little older,
Okay.
so my knees aren't what they used to be.
Okay, very good. Keep your hands down at your side. The last test I'm going to do is a nystagmus, gaze nystagmus test. What I'd like you to do is, without moving your head, I want you to follow the tip of my pen from side to side. Don't move your head, just follow with your eyes. Do you understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, do you see the tip of my pen? Go ahead and touch that. Very good. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to do that test now. PBT. I think he's probably close to probably a 03, but we'll see. Okay, so plug that in.
I will say while Brian's doing this, we've divvied this up. So Brian has been drinking beer.
Okay.
I've been drinking wine.
You're good.
Devin has been drinking hard liquor, as has Kathy. And so we're kind of trying to get a mix both of gender and different types of alcohol and also different body sizes.
Wow.
There you go.
07.
Brian was right on the
07?
07.
Can you show that?
107.
Oh.
07.
Now,
So
Explains a lot.
here's what I would tell you is that the first test that he did, go and take the first test that he did, the balance issues that he had right away.
Right at the beginning.
And again, with no need, as you get older, but his balance issues would have been significant
Yeah.
with regards to he could,
When
just
he
within
grabbed the
this,
table.
and he finally had to balance himself, and then the walk out was really good. His turn was not the way that I would have expected it, and so that first test, he would have failed that first test.
Yeah.
The second test, you did really well. You passed the second test. If we would have went to 30, and we'll do that next time for you and see how you do when you go to 30s.
so you'd be going to jail though.
Well, I would tell you this: without that test, his gaze was. I mean, he had a little bit of a tracking issue. I think that somebody that was really good at that test may have picked up that you'd had it. The balance test, I don't know if there was enough. I would have said based on what we had, probably not enough under 08, but under the new statute, it may be that he goes.
Maybe borderline. Now, you had 3 or 4
We
beers?
had 3 beers. I think we started drinking at 5:15.
So about
So-
3 beers in a little over
In an hour, and
Yeah.
he is almost the legal limit,
So-
current legal limit, well over
well over what a .05.
what a .05, and that's 3 beers in an hour.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Does somebody else want to go, or am I next up?
You're
You're
next.
up
You're
next.
next. Let's
Bobby
go,
G.
Robert.
Okay. Here we go.
Now, what have you had so far, Robert?
Well, let's
So I
not
don't
let.
think-
I don't
I
want to
think
know
the mystery-
because I want to.
we
I
gotta
want to
preserve the
see,
mystery
and then we'll
here.
tell you after.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the big surprise.
I don't want to be black.
Spoiler
biased.
alerts.
All right. So, Robert, the first test I'm going to have you do is what I want you to do is put your hands down at your side, and I want you to put one of your feet in front of the other, heel to toe,
Okay.
either foot, and I want you to stand like that until I explain the test. Don't begin the test until I get done. What I would like you to do is walk heel to toe out. 1, 2. I want you to go all the way to 9. When you get to 9, I want you to plan on that 9th step, and I want you to turn around on that foot, and again go heel to toe, and walk back 9 steps heel to toe. Do you understand the test?
All right, you want me to count them out?
You don't have to count them out, but you have to go 9 steps out and 9 steps back. Do you understand the test?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and begin. Okay, did you go 9 steps out? Okay. All right. Next test I want you to do is going to be a 1-foot stand with the count. Okay. So I'm going to either foot that you can use to lift off the ground. I want you to lift it off the ground, and I want you to count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, all the way to 15. We're going to go to 15. Okay. Either foot. Do you have any balance or knee issues, back issues?
No, I mean,
Okay.
no.
We all get older.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and begin the test.
All right, here we go. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000, 13 1,000, 14 1,000, 15 1,000.
Okay.
Okay?
Last test I'm going to have you do is a gaze and nystagmus test, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my pen up without moving your head. Follow the tip of my pen with your eyes only.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand the test?
I do.
Okay, do you see the end of my pen?
I do.
Go ahead and touch it.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Good. So, do you have your little thing to blow into? So let me just tell you, before Robert blows, I'm going to tell you, you failed the first test. On that. I hate to tell you that you did, but part of what you did wrong was as you went heel to toe, there were gaps in front of each of your steps. In fact, it went anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches in your gaps.
Okay.
Then when you got to the end and you turned around, you just spun. And I said to turn around with 1 foot planted. And then you came back and again, the same gaps. Part of the second test is I don't think you felt it, but one of the directions you didn't follow, which was to look at your foot.
Okay.
So you didn't do it. So you were concentrating that. And then the last test, the gaze nystagmus, your tracking in the nystagmus has some jerking to it. And so
Okay.
don't tell me how much you've had to drink, but I would say that you're going to be probably an 06. That's what I guess.
All right, let's see.
So would you arrest him based on that?
Again, based on the new limit, yes, probably there would be, and that's going to become very subjective. That's one of the issues that you're going to have. It's on.
Yeah, counting down.
So I would say that he passed under the current BAC. Okay. 04.
0.04. So I would have been.
Oh, you're
I guess I'm just not good at the field tests, but.
That's okay.
All right.
I was at .07.
So, but Robert, how many drinks have you had?
I've had 2.5 glasses of wine.
2.5 glasses, and you are just under what the legal limit
Yep.
becomes.
Yep.
And so, again,
If I finished that glass, I probably would be over the legal limit. at that
the new
point.
legal
Yeah,
limit.
exactly.
okay.
All right,
You're up.
Have you? Have
I
you?
finished my second one.
You finished your.
Come on up. So, your shoes are stable to wear?
Yes.
Okay. So the first test, I'm going to explain the test to you. Don't start the test until I'm done explaining the test to you. Okay?
Okay.
What I'd like you to do is put 1 foot in front of the other, heel to toe, and stand like that. Go ahead and do that, and I'll explain the rest of the test to you. Keep your hands down to your side. Okay? What I would like you to do is walk out heel to toe, touching your heel to your toe as you walk out 9 steps. When you get to the 9th step, I want you to plant that foot, turn around, and come heel to toe back 9 steps. Do you understand that test? Keep your hands down to your side while you do that test. All right? Go ahead and begin.
I'm not laughing at you. It's okay. I laugh at myself.
Okay. Next test I want you to do is a balance test, and what I'm going to do is have you bring 1 foot off the ground. I want you to look at your foot when you do this test, and I want you to count. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, all the way to 15 1,000. Okay? Go ahead and begin.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000, 13 1,000, 14, 15.
Very good. Okay, the last test is we're gonna follow the tip of my pen, but you're not gonna move your head. You're just gonna move your eyes as you go through. Okay? Do you see the tip of my pen?
Yes.
Do you go ahead and touch it? Very good. Okay, without moving your head, follow that. Don't move your head.
Am I moving my head?
Okay.
Okay.
So I was going to tell you, on the first test, except for the turn, you followed it and you did it very well. On the second test, you kept your balance. I will tell you, I can tell that you are truly trying to stabilize yourself as you do that test. The last test, though, the gaze nystagmus, your tracking is not smooth, and so I'm going to say that you're probably over 05 with 2 drinks. I'm going to say that you could be close to a 6, an 06. But let's see. By the way, Robert, on your test, you did fall. I forgot to tell you on the step, you skipped 13. You went from 1 to 14. That was one of the other reasons that I thought.
Halfway through. Did I count right? Did I miss one? It's the 1,000. I know.
And as we go to 30, it's going to be even more
Yeah.
difficult.
Oh, on the counting. On the
Right.
counting,
Oh, you
not
have
on.
to go to 30?
Well, I guess I only went to 9 on the block.
Ronald failed all 3. We should have done it to you sober. Yeah, we were baseline. Wait till I get to
Good.
It's just crawling.
04.
Oh.
So, you-
Barely.
yeah, you're close, but I would have put you. You're getting close.
Here's the thing,
So-
so I didn't wait
so-
really, like, does it matter if you wait?
You took the 15 minutes.
Did I
No,
take that
you were.
15? I was
Yeah,
at 15.
and I would say that you didn't have anything in your mouth in the 4
No,
or 5 minutes
no,
before the
no,
test.
I
Plus, we had
didn't.
time to do the other tests. So,
Okay.
but again,
Yeah.
yeah, 2 drinks. and
Two
she-
drinks.
So,
Two drinks.
so Rich, if I could explain real quick, one of the things we're talking about here is, you may have seen Jim Backus did something similar to this, but you've got to wait 15 minutes after having a drink before you do the breathalyzer test. Otherwise, you're just blowing the alcohol that's left in your mouth right into the machine, and it's going to register with a really high reading. But we're also seeing here, I think, that for Kathy and for Laura and Natalie, after one drink, they were at 0.02. After 2 drinks, they're at 0.04. Really, we're pushing the limits right now at 0.0 after at 2 drinks. And Brian and Devin both after 3 drinks are in an hour's time they're looking at about a 0.05. So is somebody else ready to test? Did you finish yours?
I'm finished. I'm at 4 drinks.
Why don't we wait a little bit on Devin? But if Laura, you want to come up?
Yeah.
Let's, do you bring your little?
Did you finish
tester?
your next one, or did
Your,
Oh, yeah.
Do you have it still?
Yes.
You haven't lost it yet.
No, I haven't lost it.
Yeah, you're
I
supposed
should
to
get
put
extra points for
You're
that.
supposed to put your name on it. Yeah, once we get a few drinks in this, they're all in there.
So I'm exactly.
You take your shoes off.
I am going to.
Okay.
I've been 4.5 ounces of whiskey. That's what I've been.
Okay. So the first test I'm going to explain to you. What I'd like you to do is put one of your feet in front of the other foot as I explain the test to you. Keep your hands down on your
Right
side.
now?
Yeah. Go
2
ahead.
ounces and then.
Okay. So what I would want you to do is I want you to.
2.5.
It's okay. Go ahead and walk out 9 steps heel to toe. Make sure that your heel and your toe are connected when you're walking out. I want you to walk out 9 steps. When you get to the 9th step, whatever foot you plant, I want you to keep it planted as you turn around. And I want you to go heel to toe again, and I want you to walk 9 steps back, heel to toe.
Do you want me to count it out loud?
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Do you understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and start. Okay, good. The next test I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you, it's a 1 foot stand, so you're going to bring one of your feet off the ground,
Okay.
and I want you to count. And the way you're going to count is you're going to bring your foot off, either foot, right or left, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. We're going to go to 20 this time.
20. Okay.
Okay? You understand the test?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and start.
All right. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000, 13 1,000, 14 1,000, 15 1,000, 16 1,000, 17 1,000, 18 1,000, 19 1,000, 20.
Very good. Okay, I'll put your foot down. Last test is we're going to follow my pen. I don't want you to move your head. I just want you to follow with your eyes.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand that? Do you see the tip of my pen?
Yes.
Go ahead and touch it. Okay, without moving your head, follow that. Okay. All right. Go ahead and grab that, and we'll do that test. By the way, on your walk test,
Can I correct myself? I had like one where I stepped on my toe,
you stepped
And
on
then-
your toe quite a bit.
and then one where I did it too far.
You did, and so on 4, you actually misstepped off a little bit. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I'd say that you definitely passed the test. So when that beeps at 10 seconds, that's going. I'm going to tell. I think that you're close to the 05, but I don't think you're. I don't
Okay.
think you are.
.05.
She's 05. So, and how many
But when
drinks
I'm-
have you had?
I had 2 and then like a sip of a third glass of wine.
Okay, and so Go ahead and take that. So you've had 2 and a sip.
Yeah.
So 2 drinks and she's over the current legal. What's interesting about the test is in her gaze nystagmus, she had a little bit of a tracking issue, but not significant. And except for that misstep, you know, there's you're packed. But I know you're putting a lot of concentration into these tests. You're putting a lot of energy into those tests to make sure that you're passing them.
Well, but I'm an anxious person anyway, so I would, regardless.
Right.
I think, if I were pulled over.
Right. So 2 drinks and one sip, and she's over the legal limit. So, yeah.
Did that already to the bathroom?
Drink often. Fairly.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
you build up a tolerance.
Yeah.
That's interesting that she's. But the tolerance may be
I'm nervous. I'm a
right.
nervous
But
person.
what's interesting is with regards to the tolerance, those that drink, on occasion or regularly, will build up a tolerance, so they can drink more amounts of alcohol and not show what we call the visible signs of intoxication or impairment. And so, as an experienced drinker, and not calling you an experienced drinker, I'm not saying that. But what I would tell you is that. So one of the things that I've done for 27 years is I teach dram shop liquor liability for people that serve on premise. And one of the things that we do talk about is people with high tolerances, meaning that people that drink regularly, they will have a higher BAC, but they're not going to show the visible signs of intoxication. So these tests, they may pass the test or do the test somewhat, fairly good, but their BAC, the blood alcohol content, which is used as the legal standard for police and the courts, may still be high. And so you're able to pass the test, yet based on the new limit, you're over the legal limit.
So Chris, since you do dram shop stuff, how do you think? Because I've had bartenders and waiters ask me, well, how are we going to do this now?
Yeah, that becomes, what's interesting is under dram shop, people that serve on premise, bars, restaurants, all those kind of things, they have to recognize intoxication. So the most important duty that they have is that they're not going to allow people that become impaired to drive a vehicle, because there's liability, civil liability against their establishment. Mm-hmm. This becomes a difficult part. And one of the things, Robert, that, and I didn't tell you this before, but what was the need to drop the BAC? Did we have serious injury or fatal accidents where people were tested and they were at 04 or 05 or 06 or under the .08, legal limit, that we had to make an adjustment for that? Because, as I've done this for 27 years on the dram shop and 25 years in law enforcement, our average DUI in Utah is almost double the legal limit. It's 1.5 BAC.
And while these guys are finishing their drinks, maybe you can walk us through the process, because we were talking about this before we went live a little bit about the process of pulling somebody over, because we were all under the impression that you get stopped and then you blow into the thing, and if you blow over a certain thing, then you're going to jail. But it's not that simple.
No, it's not. And you have to remember that a traffic stop begins with reasonable suspicion. It's just that you've created, maybe your headlight is out, or your tail light is out, or you were speeding, or you made a left-hand turn, on a red light or something like that. There's normally a traffic violation that comes, and then the next part is that the officer suspects that you may have been impaired or driving impaired, and so then they're going to engage you in a further investigation for DUI. One of which may be that they're going to ask you to perform field sobriety tests. Mm-hmm. And if the police officer is acting appropriately, he's not going to start the test with the portable breathalyzer that he's got, or the portable breath tester, because that will then put something in his mind as to what your BAC may be. Right. And as he watches you test, is he writing a report that matches what he just saw on the portable breath tester, or is he actually seeing visible signs of impairment that he's going to use for probable cause to arrest you? The field sobriety tests are completely consensual. You consent to those tests, whether it's blowing into that or doing any of the tests that I'm performing on, the people here. Those are consensual. And you have to remember that, as even at an 02 and an 04, as we've done these tests throughout the evening, balance issues, knee problems, back problems, they all come in. Medical problems. You may have balance problems with regards to doing those. So those are all consensual tests, but based then on everything that the law enforcement officer sees, could be slurred speech and difficulty, handling your wallet as you pulled out your driver's license. Right. All those things in the totality, field sobriety, will then lead the officer to believe that you're over the legal limit. And at that point, then they would arrest you. And once you're arrested, you are, you've given implied consent by having a driver's license and operating a motor vehicle in Utah, that you will then take any chemical tests of breath, blood, or urine if they're arrested. and then answer some of the questions, but not all of them that you're not required to answer.
So the arrest comes after we've done these field tests that we're talking
Right.
about here, but before the breathalyzer test. So the .05, you can't. It sort of becomes a fungible thing. You don't know as a police officer before
Well-
you put somebody in handcuffs if they're a .05 or .08.
Well, what you're basing it on, and I'll be honest with you, is that these breath testers that they use in the field are only to detect the presence of alcohol. They shouldn't, when we look at those numbers, these are not calibrated on a regular basis. They malfunction. When I was the chief in Holiday, we audited 25 of these. 4 of them malfunction. And they did in the company that sold us ours, they didn't calibrate them. They just said, buy another $200 machine, throw it away. So you don't know when they're malfunctioning.
Yeah.
And that becomes part of the problem. So the presence of alcohol is only what you're looking for in here. Good police officers that do DUIs, they can again, looking at your field sobriety test, their experience, their wisdom, their training, they should be able to gauge that if you're over the legal limit. And some of them that are really good that I've met can actually gauge where they think that you're going to be. The best and most objective test that they did is that gaze nystagmus.
Yeah.
And again, when you get up over the 08, the signs of visible impairment are going to be more apparent. And that's where I think that with the 05, wow, we're going to have to train officers in a completely different manner. And to establish the probable cause, we're looking at something that I think is going to be difficult and tested in court at some point.
Is anybody else finished a drink? Is somebody ready?
I'm like 10 minutes out.
Hey, Devin.
Hey,
I want Devin again.
Hey, buddy.
And again, what we're doing here is we're testing multiple times after each drink to sort of make sure that we kind of see how this progresses throughout the process. I also realize that maybe I shouldn't be narrating this thing while I'm drinking. That's probably not a good idea. Slurred speech.
All right, what I want you to do is I want you to walk out, heel to toe, touching your heel to your toe, 9 steps. Okay, and count those. You don't have to count them out loud, but count them out. When you get to the 9th step, plant that foot. Keep that foot planted as you turn around and start heel to toe back 9 steps again. Keep your hands to your side while you complete the test.
All right.
Do you understand the test, Evan?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and begin. Very good. The next test I want you to do is going to be a one-legged stand with the count. Okay, so I want you to bring one of your feet off the ground. I'm going to do my right foot, but you can do either foot. And I want you to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. I want you to count to 20 doing that, and I want you to look at your foot while you do that.
All right.
Do you understand the test?
I do.
Go ahead and begin.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20, 1,000. Very good.
Okay, last test I'm going to do is I want you to leave your head still, but I want you to follow the tip of my pen with your eyes only.
All
Okay?
right.
You see the tip of my pen?
I do.
Could you touch it for me?
Yes.
Very good. Without moving your head, I want you to follow with your eyes only, okay?
All right.
All right.
Glasses kind of get in the way.
Sure they do.
My glasses get in the way. It's a good excuse.
They want to wait until the test is over.
There's no glasses. Why have contacts? I'm just thinking I'm gonna be good.
Okay. All right. You get your little thing?
We'll do
Have you lost it already?
I did.
There you go.
In a pocket.
That's part of the test.
Did I?
So I will tell you that on the balance test, very good. Good balance, good concentration on that. On the step test, if you notice when you went out, the only thing that you failed to do is you started off a little wobbly, but when you got to the turn, you planted your foot, which you really concentrate on, yet then you came off and you re-stepped and you recalibrated yourself. But then you walked back and you did good. Your heel to toe was good. The gaze nystagmus test, your tracking of your eyes is starting to get jumpy. And so I would think that you're over, if the 05 is the legal limit, you're definitely, based on what I'm seeing, over that. I don't think you're over 08 though. I would say you're somewhere in between.
How many ounces of whiskey am I at, guys?
14.
14.
Got to plug that in.
Put it on.
First.
On the right way.
How do I do it?
Fail.
I don't know.
Automatic fail.
Fail.
Go ahead and blow.
Handcuffs.
All right.
Wow. 03. Keep that one.
I'll keep this
No,
one.
he was an 02. And so you've basically had 2 drinks, 4 ounces total.
So I had, since the last test, I've had 2.5 ounces of whiskey.
Okay. So basically another mixed drink in the state of Utah. And so you've had a total of 4.5 ounces of whiskey.
Yep.
So 3 drinks.
And that would be in a period of almost 2 hours. So,
These are remarkable.
so what's happening with him is, believe it or not, because this is going on 2 hours, his first drink is being metabolized through his liver.
Yeah.
And the average drink, which is close to that 1.5, so that first drink really has been metabolized out of his liver.
You know,
So
liver is evil. It deserves to be punished.
it's not, we only have one of them, so take care of it. So make sure it lasts you a lifetime. But that is the detoxification organ that's going to detoxify, and so definitely go over. Have another 2.5.
All right.
You've been granted.
So let me, Rich, just briefly step in here. Don't gauge your drinking on Devin or really any of us here. Just, I mean, because really it is, everybody's an individual, and I'm sure Chris will tell you. Everybody responds to alcohol differently. And so don't gauge what you're doing on anything you see here. Drive responsibly, drink responsibly, and don't drink and drive. We're not. That's not what we're trying to convey here. Is that it's okay to do this. But we are. Who's up next? Natalie, are you up again?
Come on, Natalie.
I don't think so.
Where's the shit?
You're.
I threw 3.
Okay, let's go ahead.
I can
Let's
go.
check you. 'Cause
Brian?
you're 2.5.
You had-
Oh,
you had 2
let's
more?
go. Wait,
Oh, is it Brian?
Brian was already failing the first time.
Yeah.
Brian had some balance problems.
Brian's old.
And a blood alcohol problem when he took the
Before I was
test.
7,
So,
yeah.
yeah, you were almost there.
That's pretty high.
It is. You ready? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is put one foot in front of the other while I explain the rest of the test to you. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to walk heel to toe out 9 steps. And when you get to the 9th step, I want you to plant that foot on the 9th step. I want you to keep it planted as you turn around and come back heel to toe 9 steps. Keep your arms down at your side during the entire test. You understand the test? Okay, go ahead and begin.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, I just somebody's wallet. Sorry.
Good. Next test I want you to do is a balance stand. You're going to take one of your feet off the ground, hold it off the ground. I want you to look at your foot, and I want you to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, all the way up to 20. Okay? Keep your hands down at your side during that test. Go ahead and begin.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20, 1,000.
Very good. Okay, last test. We're gonna follow the pen. All right? See the tip of my pen? Without moving your head, follow the tip of my pen. Okay? You ready? Okay.
I feel a little jerky.
No, actually, it was fairly smooth for
Really?
where I think you're going to be. Do you have a?
Oh, yeah. I lost mine again.
Devin.
No, I think it's right. Yeah, it was for that. All right. I know.
I did too.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna put it in my coin pocket. Running low on battery.
At some. Hang on. We'll. I don't know if you have another 9-bolt, but we may go
I'll
through.
grab it. Yeah. please.
So when it gets done, it beeps.
Okay.
Start blowing.
All right. 0.12 for a line.
How's it going? Facebook?
There you go. Wow.
Oh, what are you?
He is actually over the legal limit at 0.5, but since his last test, I think he's metabolized some alcohol, so he's over 5. And I would tell you that, go ahead and take that so you can have that.
Yeah.
I would say that your testing was, you were
It was
pretty
better
good.
than last time.
It was better than last time. You
Yeah.
actually it balanced. So I'm not sure. Have you slowed down or have you?
I definitely slowed down. I also don't think you're gonna arrest me. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. I've done field sobriety tests. Your heart just starts hammering away when you're in an authority figure situation. And I'm sure you guys factor some of that in.
You would hope that they do, but at the same time, they're looking at those objectable signs that we're going to see.
But you've checked some boxes that got you out of the car.
Right.
And then, but yeah, and for a lot of people, I can imagine that it is a heart-stopping situation.
And again, the test with the exception of your turn on the 9
I don't know
steps.
how you want me to do that turn.
You're
Like that?
That's exactly.
That's how you want that turn?
No, it's actually plant the foot and then turn around. But your balance, gazing. Although you said you felt it jerky,
It felt jerky to me.
You were fairly smooth. You're not, like I said, if you get over 0.8, then you really start to see some of those signs.
Oh, it's definitely gonna happen.
Okay.
Thank you, officer.
You're up, Matt.
Natalie, how many drinks a weekend?
No, we're gonna talk about it later. Talk about
I really want to do this.
it. You're gonna be fine.
Did you bring your little thing?
Look at this. We're on top of it now.
Are your shoes gonna be a problem?
Yeah.
You gonna take the shoes off this time?
Yep.
All right.
I'm just
Hey,
leaving
Chris,
my
thanks
shoes
for
on.
hanging out with us tonight.
Not a problem, Devin. Except I'm not drinking, so that's. Okay, first test. What I'd like you to do is put one of your feet in front of the other, heel to toe. I want you to stand like that as I explain the rest of the test. Can you do that?
Yep.
Okay, keep your hands down at your side. What I want you to do is walk out heel to toe, 9 steps, heel to toe. When you get to the 9th step, I want you to plant that foot, turn around, and come heel to toe back 9 more steps. Okay, do you understand the test?
Yes.
Go ahead. Okay. And except for step 2 and 3, you kind of stuttered a little bit, lost your balance. Those rest of it was good. Okay, next test I want you to do is I want you to take either foot, right or left foot. I want you to bring it off the ground. I want you to look at the foot, and I want you to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. I want you to go up to 20. Okay, keep your hands down at your side.
Okay.
Look at your foot the whole time. Go ahead and begin.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20,000.
Very good. Okay, last test. We're gonna, without moving your head, you're going to follow the tip of my pen with your eyes only. Okay?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. Ready?
Yep.
Don't move your head.
I do.
Okay. What were you last time? It was an 0.2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a tremor too. That's the shaking. That's what the shaking is. I
That
really
gets-
do.
counts down.
You wait until round
I really
2 to bring
do.
up the trend.
I've got a back and a knee problem.
No, I really.
I think
really
you're,
do.
I don't think. I think you're gonna be about an 03 or 04. Yeah, she's really. I don't think she's gonna be up there. Oh my goodness. Over the legal limit, 05. And you've had how many
3.
drinks? 3 drinks, 3 full drinks.
Yep.
Been 3 2 beers.
In 2 hours.
But that's
2
like
hours.
2 hours.
But yeah.
Take
2.5.
So Robert,
She's
that's
also, she's also on a lot of weed.
Yeah. Which wouldn't show up on
Kidding.
which wouldn't show up on the breathalyzer. But what's interesting is now you look at this. She's been drinking for 2 hours, but she's only had 3 drinks.
Right.
And
3 drinks in 2 hours for somebody who's.
That's like a couple drinks at dinner, really.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, that truly, if you had 2 drinks with dinner, and then left, you're over the legal limit at the current, what they're going to pass. That's concerning. That's I'm going to tell you, because again, her as you watched her do the testing, it's not. I mean, I would have put her under that.
Yeah.
And that's her body's metabolizing out one of those drinks. So theoretically, after 2 hours, she's metabolized at least one of the drinks out of her body. So she's at 2 drinks and she's over the legal limit.
I mean, the flip side of that, though, is you wouldn't get to the breathalyzer test if she performed.
Well,
the field
no,
tests.
that's not true, because you would still, most police officers would ask you to consent to that test.
Even
So
if you
and
pass
here's
the
where you would run into the problem is I can look and say on the 9 step that she stuttered on step 2 and 3 on the way back, and then say that my PVT showed her at 05. I would imagine that if that law is passed, you're going to get arrested, and it's going to be based on this.
Sorry. It's going to be based on what?
It's going to be based on that and
the breathalyzer.
and on the maybe the steps, and her nystagmus, she gets a little bit of a deviation. Somebody's
It's
really
It's
Like
tremor.
my periffs. Once it's past the glasses, I can't see it. It's
You
true.
don't realize you're turning your head?
People shouldn't.
Seriously.
People shouldn't drink and drive at all.
No.
Do you feel that there is a exponentially larger problem at 0.05 than 0.08?
Well, again, the legal limit is right now is a BAC of 0.08, and we're the average. Not saying that people at 0.8 and 0.10 are not getting arrested for DUI. Our average DUI in the state of Utah is actually almost double that before you come into contact with law enforcement. And so, again, it's one of those things that my officers in Holiday, if they had somebody that was close to that 0.8, they probably wouldn't have arrested them. At close to 0.8, even if they blew in at 0.8, and their field sobriety was somewhat, they passed the field sobriety test, they wouldn't. You want a clear definition that somebody is driving impaired, and I think that's where we kind of run into that. With somebody like her, it basically 3 drinks in 2 hours. If she's metabolized out 1 or 1.5 or even 2 drinks, she's at half a 1 drink or 1.5 drinks in her body, and she's over what that legal limit is. And in essence, what you're saying is, if you have any drinks, you can't be driving a vehicle under Utah law. If the governor signs this, I'm going to tell you that even 1 drink or 2 drinks at dinner, it's don't drive, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
I think that's good.
Is the field sobriety test going to have to change?
I think that you're going to have to lower the threshold where when you have a visibly intoxicated person and visibly impaired, and we're hoping that Devin will get to that point at some point. That we can actually show, and he's working on it. And I appreciate you're taking one for the team today, Devin. But
Well, no, I got another, it didn't work last time, so I'm going to do 2.5.
So here's what I would tell you is that my experience in watching DUI arrests, we're looking at people that are almost double the legal limit. These tests, it's very obvious that people are impaired. They're failing these tests miserably. They, when they get that foot off the ground, they get to about 3 and they're putting it down. And when they're walking, it's, the heel to toe is, it's 2 and 3 inches off, and that turn is.
They call it a gurky thumb.
Right. or
He's a good 2 gurkies. From heel to toe.
We should get that in the legislation.
That's actually, the gurky, the width is it's 2 gurkies.
The gurky thumb.
Yeah. But there are just really obvious signs that you're watching, that you're seeing when these people are doing it. So field sobriety will have to become more sensitive as to what is it that we're seeing.
Do you know the history of the field sobriety?
No.
It's not state to state. Is it a federal thing?
So no, it's what I would say it's more court. It's case law based, because when I started, 25 years in 1990. Finger touch tests, those were a big test. You would stand with your eyes closed and touch your nose. Those tests aren't used anymore. The court has ruled that they are not, they're not valid to, judging and getting probable cause for impairment.
But
now,
state
some
courts
states,
say that?
those are some state courts are saying it. What I'm saying in Utah, our courts are saying that we're going to accept 3 basic field sobriety tests as being valid. And those are the tests that I'm doing on you tonight. So over time, you know, you've had different tests. If you go onto YouTube, you can find the tests from the 80s and 90s that were videotaped, and some of them are, you know, they're somewhat comical at times watching them, you know, do it. But, you know, what we're looking for is people that are actually impaired and can't safely drive. Now, in the state of Utah, if we're going to determine that's at 05, you know, we're going to have to change our culture. I mean, that's a cultural change, even for Utah, where we're conservative, and I think that we do a good job in not having a lot of drunk drivers. We actually are half, and have been half, the national average for fatal accidents that are alcohol related. 39% of all fatal accidents nationwide are somehow alcohol involved. We're less than 19% of our fatal accidents. So more than 80% of our fatal accidents in the state of Utah are driving problems or.
Case point.
Yes.
We have half the population doesn't drink.
That's-
So is that based on population?
Makes the roads a lot
No,
safer.
it
does make
is.
the
Safer, we're safer.
But it is. But you can think that we are, you know. But again, look at the last 20 years. I think from we have more people that are drinking in the state of Utah, especially here in Salt Lake County and along the Wasatch Front.
Sure, that makes sense.
But again, our fatal accidents are still low. Now, I've heard that this year's fatal accidents that are alcohol related may have gone up in the last 12 months, and I haven't seen the statistics. So Highway Patrolman was sharing that with me a few months ago. Thought that maybe they'd gone up, but I would say this: if they've gone up, let's find out why.
Mm-hmm.
Have they gone up because our population of drinkers has increased? Have they
Because
gone
of
up?
texting, like phone.
But the fatal accidents with alcohol involved, if
Right,
those
but
have actually gone
you
up.
could have like one drink involved, and that would be alcohol involved, because at
And
least
you
you're
No,
allowing to put.
no, it would be only the fatal accidents that are over 08 would be considered
Alcohol
involved,
Right.
right? Unless, you know, again, you know, are we seeing where we've got lesser amounts of alcohol, like an 05 or an 04, and they're
Right.
having fatal accidents? All accidents in the state of Utah that are serious injury, possible fatal accidents, people are going to get their blood drawn, whether they consent to it or whether the police get a warrant within the 45 minutes or an hour after the accident. They're going to get your blood, and so we're going to know as part of that accident investigation, because of the fatal accident, what's involved with regards to alcohol. And I would just say that if our alcohol-related accidents, fatal accidents, are going up, let's find out why. I mean, that's, you know, is it because they're drinking at bars or restaurants, or is it they drinking at home, or what are the circumstances? We need to study that and understand that more, because we need to then address whatever that issue is that's increased it.
Do they take into play at all the impact of cell phones? I mean, you know, like,
Not
does that,
right now.
if there's blood alcohol at, say, 0.09,
Right.
do they look into the cell phone activity?
And again, it goes back to what is part of the investigation. Has somebody indicated that they were on their cell phone? Depending on the agency, Highway Patrol or some of the bigger agencies may immediately take the cell phone, whether alcohol is involved or not, and they want to take that cell phone and they're going to download it, and they're going to see the texting and the phone calls that were made during the time of approximate accident. Pardon me?
Not myself.
Not yourself.
What
But
about-
again, they're going to seize it with a warrant. And
But
that's,
again, you can't. Can you look at that and say, like, tell whether someone has been not texting or
I think you're talking
making a
about
phone
fault.
call, but looking at
You're talking about
Facebook,
fault.
or
was
can
the
you tell
liquor
that
fault
on
is
distracted?
the-
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
right.
It's like,
And so again, depending on the technology that the agency has to download the cell phone, they may be able to see what you were looking at. Were you changing songs? Were you looking at a GPS to look at a map?
right.
Were you looking at
Is
Facebook?
looking at a map actually illegal in Utah? I'm not
No.
sure it is.
No,
Well,
I thought
what's
it was
interesting is that
3
that's
points or something like that.
yeah. I'll tell you what, our cell phone laws in the state of Utah are very confusing for law enforcement.
I've never understood.
It's, with the exception of, you have times that you can actually answer your phone. You have times when you can actually use your phone and with regards to GPS or tracking. Other states have made it very clear, don't bring that phone up at all. There's that. And so,
It's like the
New York, you
laws
touch your
are bad.
New York, you touch your phone, you get a ticket.
California, touch your phone, you bring it
This
up.
is
there's no
totally
question.
off that subject. How much does the officer, if you smell alcohol on somebody, like how much does
Yeah, I
that?
mean, if they know that
Yeah.
you've been drinking because
You
they
can smell
it.
that. I mean, how much does that affect an officer?
So here's the thing: we're stopping somebody normally for a traffic violation. Tail lights out, headlights out, and now I smell alcoholic beverage emitting from their breath.
But like a tail light out
doesn't indicate drunkenness in
No.
any way.
No, but you can
But-
smell it, so what?
But you can
Again-
use that as a pretense to stop,
Absolutely.
or
And
as a reason.
And
You're getting a little combative. Chris is our friend. Chris is a friend.
I'm just saying that, like,
This is a safe space.
Chris is our friend. How much like
One
if you
could
smell
use
it?
that.
So here's what you've got is under the Supreme Court plain view doctrine,
Right.
which is a Supreme Court case law, basically says that when I come up there for the tail light out and I now smell alcohol, or I see bloodshot glassy eyes, or as you pull your driver's license out, here's my driver's license, they hand you a credit card. You know, I mean, those kind of things are now things that I can easily observe to say this person may be impaired. The smell of alcohol. And I may then, you know, as part of my investigation, request that you start to take field sobriety. I may ask you more questions.
But say, and you have a situation where, you know, maybe there's goals within police departments or whatever to get things, you know, targets.
We call them performance objectives.
Right.
Oh.
If there's a performance objective.
And by the way, I didn't have those type of things in my police
Right.
Well,
work.
good
But
on
if
you.
there is a performance
They had
objective,
existed.
you can pull someone over for whatever. You know, I mean, any number of times someone
Headlight.
can be
Yeah.
headlight.
Well, and
How many times do people
speeding,
change
people
lanes?
go over the
Speed
speed
limit.
limit constantly.
Well, I
I feel
think-
like in Utah too.
And you
like-
can do it for 1
you can
mile
do-
over.
you
So
can
that
do
could be
any-
anybody on any. So then you can sort of theoretically manufacture a probable cause.
Well, you're not. Here's the thing: is that I don't think, and I would hope that no police officer manufactures probable cause. But do we know that that's happened in the past?
Yes.
In the state of Utah, we have agencies that have done that.
Right.
And that's not appropriate. I mean, when you start to objectively look at agencies that have their DUIs, that 15% of their DUIs are not, you know, are pled out or not DUIs. They get that's a problem. And when you have, you know, police officers that have maybe not objectively looked at probable cause, or, you know, whether it's created it or started their testing with a PBT that says, oh yeah, you're an 01 or you're a 10, and I'm going to start my testing and then write my report to match that. That is absolutely intolerable. However, are there police departments that say, listen, go out there? Yeah, I had a court where people would bring in tickets all the time, fix-a tickets, where a headlight out. And what were they pulled over? They were pulled over on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night at 11:30 at night for a headlight. Well, what were those officers really looking for? Probably looking for a DUI.
And it tends to be people of means who can fight a DUI.
Well, it's again, you look at what goes into that. First thing you're going to do is lose your car, so you're going to pay probably upwards of $500 to get the car back. Now, you know, I'm facing a significant arrest that will affect the rest of my life. I could lose my job. I could lose my license, which is my ability to drive, even for a short time, 30, 60 days, 90 days, lose my license. I can't drive to work. I may lose my job because of that. I may lose my job just because a lot of jobs would look at a DUI and say, we're no longer going to employ you because of that. Now you look at the cost of what a DUI, you know, with things that go along with it. And when people say DUIs cost $5,000 to $10,000, they're absolutely right. They do, because of things that, you know, if you get required to put an interlock device on your car that you have to blow into, and as a result, you have to pay a rental fee for that interlock device. You may get an attorney, and I'm going to tell you that I work as a private investigator now. Good attorneys are expensive, and, you know, they're going to go into court, and DUI attorneys cost money, and there's time involved, and there's, you know, work and, you know, briefs that they're going to write. It's something that is going to take up a lot of your time and energy, and if you're convicted, that first one, it's a progressive thing. So if you, for some reason, got a second DUI in a few years, that's progressive, and there are going to be more sanctions held against you. So you're right. There is it's concerning.
Can we? I'm ready to take another DUI test.
I think we should say something that we've been kind of arguing against the .05 law.
No, Devin's a fan of it.
I'm a fan of it. I have an unpopular
I
opinion.
read a Washington Post article that said most of the developed countries outside of the U.S. it's .05.
I'm
They
a fan
also
of
have
it.
public transit.
But they
They
have
do.
Utah really
They do.
is.
Yeah, there's rural areas. The reason I'm a fan of it isn't behind the science, isn't behind what we're doing tonight. The reason I'm a fan of it is I think that the .05 will encourage people, and I come from a rural place. I grew up in a rural place where there's not options to get another ride home. But I'm a fan of it because I think it will scare people into a lot of the, like, 4 glasses of wine, .08, an unfortunate thing happens, and we lose a human life. I'm in favor of it because at .05 it may cause a little bit more fear on people. Like, I don't want to face the consequences of a DUI. And people will like decide, like, you know what, I'm just not gonna ever drink anything and drive. And if you want to be honest, if we're trying to protect human life, not drinking anything before you drive is the ultimate goal. And this is sometimes described as irrational. Other people have said, Devin, like, the people, like, I have an unpopular opinion in my group of friends, but like, you guys have seen me, I'm like the lift king. Like, you didn't even know I had a car.
You have two cars.
Every time I have two cars.
You have two cars. I've never seen you
cars.
drive.
You've
Devin
never
just
seen me
doesn't
drive.
drive at all, ever.
Like these guys, because I always like, I'm going out with friends and we're
The
gonna have
good
a
news
drink.
is this is a stopgap until the cars drive themselves.
Yes, and once the cars drive themselves, it won't be a problem.
How does
And
that
everyone will be safe.
impact?
Devin, I have to tell you what your point is well taken. What I said earlier is I'm not necessarily arguing against that 05 is not a bad thing, but culturally in Utah and culturally in America, we've departed, and I think that if we're going to go there, because you're right, other countries have really a zero tolerance to drinking and driving, and people just don't
Like
drive
France,
even
you
after.
have to have your proof of insurance and 2 breathalyzer tests to just test your alcohol, whether there's anything at all.
So I think that if culturally, if we do that, that's absolutely something that we, again, we're changing the national culture. But I would tell you that as we, and this may be the beginning. We may sign this law, and we may be the archetype or the foundation for changing DUI laws across the country. We were one of the first to go to 08, and what's the rest of the country done? On to 08.
So we're going to wrap this up, I think, with 2 more tests. I'm going to do one, and I think Devin's going to do one. Devin, take a shot.
No,
While I'm doing this.
Okay. So
I've done enough of
what I want to do is I'm gonna explain the test to you. While I explain that test to you, I'd like you to put one foot in front of the other, heel to toe. This is a heel to toe test. You're gonna walk out 9 steps, heel to toe, touching the heel to the toe as you go out 9 steps. When you get to your 9th step, plant that 9th step, plant the toe, turn around, and again start heel to toe. And I want you to come back 9 steps. Keep your hands down to your side. Don't bring them out as you do this test. Do you understand the test?
I think so. The plant the heel to toe thing is confusing me.
Yes, we have that. We come up with that Gurkey space.
The
But
Gurkey space.
yeah, so heel to toe. Go ahead and begin the test.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. I plant, and then I turn. Is that right?
As I explained it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No.
So, very good test. You did exactly what there was one where you actually put about a 2-inch space between about 3 and 4, but it was a lot better than you did last time. I'll say that. Okay,
Improving.
you're improving. Yeah, it's like that episode of WKRP where as Johnny drink. Okay, so the next test is we're going to bring one of our feet off the ground, and we're going to balance on the one foot, and we're going to look at that toe, and we're going to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. We're going to go to 30.
Kids at home, WKRP.
Okay, we're going to begin the test.
I'm looking to put 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20, 1,000, 21, 1,000, 22, 1,000, 23, 1,000, 24, 1,000, 25, 1,000, 26, 1,000, 27, 1,000, 28, 1,000, 29, 1,000, 30.
Very good. Last test, and you've done it before. We're gonna leave our head in the same place, but we're gonna follow the tip of my pen with your eyes only. All right?
Okay.
You understand the test?
I do.
Don't move your head.
Okay.
Don't move your head. Okay.
Okay.
Robert, I would tell you that the nystagmus as you go across is getting a little more jerky, but but it's moving a little bit. But what's interesting is the rest of the tests perfect.
What, 1-1.
So here's the thing.
Where's your keys?
If you look at this test on his walk, he only missed one with a space. And remember on that last test, he really messed it. So he's getting back. And on that 30, there was no. I mean, he didn't lose his balance once, and he is based on that. He is well over our current legal limit.
Energy 0.91.
I kind of feel like maybe I should take it again because I
0.110.
did drink shortly before I took it. But
I think
we'll try it
I think
again.
in 10 minutes we take it again. So
That sounds good.
We'll do that and see if that.
I was kind of chugging wine over here.
Were you? We'll see if that
We'll see.
that could have. But again, the gaze and nystagmus test, that was the only thing that as his eyes went
That's
across,
the
the
one- and that's the one you
nystagmus
said is the one
started
that's-
to yes.
Here's my question. Like when I was doing the 1 foot in front of the other, I noticed when I missed it.
Right.
Do you point it out? Like,
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
I'm gonna start again.
Probably wouldn't help. Your
I'm
case
gonna
if you
start
pointed it out.
Are
again.
they supposed to offer
But it's
when
also-
you take your shoes off? Or do
Yeah,
not
they
have
will.
to?
They'll tell you that if you feel more comfortable taking your shoes off, they will
So
ask
when
you
you're wearing
questions
tramp
about.
heels, Natalie.
They'll even offer for you to take your shoes off in February.
But
It's easier.
But
to do
as
one
we
foot in front of
saw,
the other
as
with
we
shoes
saw,
on
you
because
don't
you can-
really know
you know,
your
it's
balance
easier to
until you get into
know
it.
which one's
Devin's gonna do one more, and then I think we're gonna call it.
And then
Because
we're
I
gonna
got
shut it
all of our
down.
Facebook
Come on, Devin.
friends are going
Over
to
there.
sleep.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
going to
We're
the
gonna-
bar.
This is
We got
really long.
125
for the-
people watching right now, so the
This-
numbers are good.
Those people
This
at
is
work.
this is
We
really long.
we'll
for the
meet you
Facebook.
all
It's
at.
entertaining.
We're all gonna meet you at the tap room.
132. There you go. Yeah.
Wait, where are we going after this? I think we're going somewhere after. We should invite people.
All right, Devin. Let's go ahead and get this test. First of all, can you take your hands out of your pocket and lean down to your side? While I explain this test, what I would like you to do is put one foot in front of the other, heel to toe, and stand there. Either foot that you choose. Now, if you can bring your hands down to your side and just kind of leave them out. Okay, now I'm going to explain the test to you. What I would like you to do is walk heel to toe, out 9 steps. 1, 2, 3, heel to toe, touching your heel to your toe as you go out. When you get to the 9th step, plant that 9th step, plant the foot, walk yourself around while you keep that toe planted, and then start heel to toe and walk back. 9 steps. Do you understand that?
Demonstrate the turn for me.
You bet. So as you come out, heel to toe, when I hit my 9th step, I'm going to keep this foot planted. I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to really establish the heel to toe, and I'm going to come.
All right, that's
Again,
very
9
helpful.
steps, heel to toe. Okay, do you understand the test?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and begin the test. Devin, did you perform the test the way I explained it?
Yes, I did.
You sure?
I am positive.
Okay. All right. The next test I want you to do is going to be a 1-footed stand. And what I would like you to do is take either foot, but I want you to bring it off the ground about 6 inches, and I want you to look at your toe, and I want you to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. I want you to go up to 30.
All right.
Okay? Do you understand that test?
Yes.
Go ahead and do that.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20, 1,000, 21, 1,000, 22, 1,000, 23, 1,000, 24, 1,000, 25, 1,000, 26, 1,000, 27, 1,000, 28, 1,000, 29, 1,000, 30, 1,000.
Very good.
Do I get a high five?
I'm going to tell you, I'll give you one afterwards, because that was pretty impressive. So what I want you to do, we've done this test several times tonight, so I want you to follow the tip of my pen with your eyes only. I want you not to move your head as you do that.
All right.
Okay? Ready? Okay. Your nystagmus is really going now. It's. So did you bring your little blower?
You know, it's the first time I didn't lose it.
You got it.
I got it.
Very good.
What's your prediction on me?
He missed
I think you're going to
24.
be. Who did? Oh, he did. Yeah.
He missed 24.
Did I miss 24?
You did.
Yeah.
You did. But I would say that
It's
that
the
was.
1000s.
It's the 1,000.
Yeah.
The
it kinda
1000
messes
is
up.
really
And
throwing up.
especially when you get up with that many numbers. So
Is that the test in Utah is 30 or is it 15?
it's 30. So we started off kind of a little bit lower. Yeah.
Training wheels.
I can't
So
pay
it's gonna.
attention for
It's
30
gonna.
seconds.
I think you're going to be at the legal limit, the current legal limit of 0.8 to 0.1. I think you're going to be close. Your nystagmus is.
Would my performance suggest that? 0.09, I'd go to jail.
So 0.09.
And I did a good job.
And here's the thing, except for the gaze nystagmus, I would say that he passed the test. He did. But
Is that 6 drinks?
But what do you
see?
feel
can't-
just based on that? Like if you
so
pass the first
so how many
two-
drinks? 6 drinks, right?
No, I'm actually way up.
5,
I'm
7,
No, I'm 9 ounces of whiskey in 2 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5.
9 ounces.
9
9
ounces.
So not
ounces.
9
So
drinks, 9 ounces.
6 drinks.
So 6 drinks.
Six
Yep,
drinks.
six drinks, and your body's probably metabolized out.
One of them?
So 9 drinks.
2 of them in 2 hours.
Yeah, 6 drinks. So 6 drinks in 2 hours, metabolized out probably 2. So you're probably at 4, which is the legal limit. Normally, an average person drinking average drinks for 1 hour, is about 4 drinks is where an average male adult, his size is probably going to be over the legal limit is 4 drinks
At the point of
at 0.08, and he's at 0.09. And I'm probably estimating that he's got 4.5 drinks still on board of the 6 drinks, average drinks that he's had in the 2.5 hours.
You kind of bombed that.
I tried
But-
real hard. I'm a good concentrator.
I'm going to tell you did very well at that test. I would, except for the gaze and nystagmus. It's interesting as we've watched
the
your
one-
eyes,
that's
the
the one that you
nystagmus
said.
those eyes start to jump as you start to move across. They're not, the tracking is not smooth. Where we started with our tracking was smooth, it now is jumping. And it's jumping sooner than you're getting that 45 degrees.
Don't
Ready?
drink
I'm
and
gonna blow
drive
one
anybody.
more. Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Don't
is
drink and
Kevin's
drive.
word.
Like, it's a bad idea. It's a real
Simple
bad
as
idea.
that.
I'm gonna blow
Simple
one
as
more, just before we go here, because I was.
I want to see if
Okay.
it affects it.
Oh, well, that's not right.
That's real drunk.
I'm dead. I
No,
actually.
you're not.
I think I had a drink there before.
Did you? Robert, stop
All right.
drinking. Stop drinking, Robert.
Well, anyway, thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us for this little experiment. I think what we've learned is that I think about 2 drinks for an average woman, and maybe 3 for an average man, and maybe 7 for Devin is about all you can take. But do not drink and drive, and be careful out there because the roads are dicey. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So Hill Street Blues.
Be careful
It was,
out there.
It was.